Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we will check ZiL-131 MTO-AT. That's a Soviet recovery truck from ICM which is molded in 1/35 scale, as you can see here. But first let me invite you that we are still gathering money for the new camera, so if you want to help us, just go on our website, there should be donate button, press it and contribute as much as you want. So this is a new release from Ukrainian company. It is molded in quite popular scale. As you can see, now we have a production kit which you will be able to get in the shop, and we will review it in this video. So here you can see comparison with my hand. It's not that big box, but it is quite heavy. On the side we have some information about the kit. So there are 334 parts for assembly of this truck. And on the other side, of course, we have marking option, one of the marking options, and it is green, of course, as it is depicted on the box art. Box structure is quite typical. As you can see, flexible top part which is cover printed, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should protect all contents from the possible damage. And here is what we have inside. I guess all frames are, yes, they are packed into the same plastic bag, so if you have a chance to check them, I would rather do this, because who knows, maybe somebody just pressed on the box and you will get some broken off parts. But as far as I can see, my sample arrived intact and I don't see any free pieces flying around the box, so it is good. Okay, so let's start from this plastic sprue. As you can see here, we have the main frame parts, also we have engine parts, some parts for the fuel tank. And note that engine assembly is molded together with gearbox, which is quite surprising, I would say. And it should be quite detailed because we have more parts molded separately. Molding quality is really nice, and I think it will be easy to carefully separate all those parts from the frame. I mean, attachment points are really thin, so it should be quite flawless process. Then we have another plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to various equipment which will be placed inside rear segment of the truck. As you can see here, we have different shelves, some tools, and that's quite a nice addition, because usually you just get a truck with empty rear section and then you are free to do what you would like to. And here we have at least some detailing inside as a part of the standard, let's say, package of this kit. Then here we have some minor elements for external and internal detailing. For example, here is the steering wheel, here we have some front lamps protection, here is the exhaust tube, which also looks quite interesting, and some different minor handles for the doors, for the rear hatches. Everything is present here, and they are molded in plastic, they are not provided as a PE parts. Then here we have more of external accessories. For example, here you can see the fuel can. Then we have some, again, protection external, some leg rests and other stuff which should be useful for the minor detailing. Next we have two absolutely identical sprues. Those ones are dedicated to wheel rims. As you can see, they're molded separately, and I can guess that wheel tires will be vinyl, so be ready for such surprise. Next we have separate plastic sprue with parts for the rear section, but these are not all parts. I mean, you can see that we don't have roof here, we don't have some side panels, because we have them on the next sprue. Here it is, and as you can see, it is molded as one piece part, this roof segment. It is really nice because you won't have to align separate panels. You just have to place this roof on the side panels which are present here, and then you are ready to go. And of course you can see special recess slots which should come handy for clear parts. I will show them in a second. So here they are. These are packed into the separate plastic bag, and they should be easy to separate, but the only thing that you should keep in mind is that mask sheet is not included into this kit, and you will have to cut all those masks by yourself. And by the way, there is another clear plastic sprue. I will show it in a second. Here it is. Here we have parts for the front cap, for the headlamps, and some other parts. And by the way, if we talk about broken off parts. Here is one. It was lying freely inside. So be sure to check the kit if you can, because it will be useful for you. Then we have vinyl tires. These are packed into the separate plastic bag, as you can see here. And just give me a second to remove them. Here they are. These are typical vinyl parts. As you can see, we don't have any wall detailing. Tire pattern looks quite okay, but we have seam in the middle, which is also typical for vinyl parts. So nothing special, and if you have a chance to replace this with resin analog, I would rather do it for better appearance on the finished model. Then here we have another plastic sprue. This one will be used for the front segment detailing. As you can see, we have plenty of different parts. For example, this one will be used for the frontal crane. And I think it should be quite a nice assembly once all those parts will be combined together. And of course, the last plastic sprue is dedicated to front cap parts. Of course, it will be assembled out of separate elements, as you can see here. But note that we have separate bonnet, so you can open it on your model. And I think it will be quite an interesting feature for dioramas, as well as those separate doors, which should also come handy for diorama builders. Once you combine this truck with figurines, it will be even more interesting. And then we have small decal sheet. This one, of course, is printed in ICM. As you can see here, we have different number plates for various marking options. Also, we have small decals for the dashboard, but nothing special, I would say. And those decals come hidden in the assembly manual. Here it is. Assembly manual is printed in typical ICM style, so we have front page printed in color as well as rear page, the last page. Here we have short history note in Russian and English. Then there is a parts map. Note that really quite few parts won't be used in this assembly. And whole process starts with a main frame, or chassis, let's say. Then we continue with engine, with suspension, rear suspension, we attach frontal suspension, we assemble front cap, then we attach it on the main frame, rear section, and note how many parts inside this rear section. That's really surprising. And in total you'll have to perform 192 steps, and you have to have own thread for this frontal crane. And on the last page we have several marking options which can be copied with this truck, but note that they're all green and they're different only by the number plate, so it will be up to you if you would like to choose something different from those. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion here in the comment section below, and if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook group, and you will be sure that you won't miss any future video review and article. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!